David in Mesquite, Texas. See more better here with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and today I'm going to cut the invisible bifocal with Transitions XTRAactive Green and Crizal for your RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer color 6052, which is the black crystal in the 55 eye size. So let's begin. I'm going to take everything out of its original box. Come on out, little stage fright there. There we go. Of course, your Italian leather RayBan case. RayBan, hang on, we'll get to that. RayBan cleaning cloth and junk mail, because you just don't get enough junk mail in your regular mailbox, so now they're putting it in the eyeglass case. So, this is it, the star of the show, the main attraction. It comes with a little plastic sleeve on the left temple to protect the temples from rubbing together while it's being shipped from Italy. And I'm going to put that on there when I ship to you. So let me go ahead and take that off. Now, it originally comes with the G15 lenses. See, doesn't that look like a G15, just like a RayBan lens? Don't worry, it will in just a minute. Well, a few minutes. In fact, I'm going to break the YouTube taboo of a 6 to 8 minute video. This is going to be a 20-minute voyage. Let's do that, 20-minute voyage while I make the lenses for you. So let's go ahead and pop out the original demo lenses. And I'm going to set those aside because I'm going to need to use those in a minute. But speaking on a voyage, let me take you back. Let me take you back, kids who are watching. This is going to be a historical day for you because you do not know what a mullet is. That is a mullet. That is Dave. This is why you don't put pictures on the internet because they can be found forever. Look at that mullet, that mustache. How did he ever marry her? You know, they've been married. This is Ida. They've been married 26 years. You know, truth be told, she's been trying to poison him and kill him, but he won't die. He has got an iron stomach, so she's stuck with him for the rest of her life. But, you know, the saddest thing about this picture is he looks better then than he does now. That's the worst thing about this. He would pay anything to have all that hair again. Oh, but of course, you know, don't let people find pictures of me. You know, this is a double-edged sword. Okay, let's just stop. I'm not going to do that anymore. So, let's see. Let's take your frame. We're going to put it into the tracing element of my edger and hit start. A little stylus is going to pop up and just go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase, whether they are prescription or not. David, you need, actually you don't need a whole lot, but you do need a little bit at the top, mostly for reading. So, let's see, this is the right lens. I've already taken the time to get it dotted up. This is an invisible bifocal. This is going to be right in front of your pupil, and this tells me that it's oriented in there just right. So let's go ahead and pull up the shape on the computer. That is the shape of the lens. We'll cut only magnified. That will be the shape, that green outline. So let me magnify it again while we're working on it. Your pupillary distance for your right eye is 30.5. I'm going to tap this minus button. The computer starts at 32.5. Well, I got it back up to 33. 32.5. You don't believe me? Look at the left. So I'm going to tap this button a couple times. It goes down in 0.5 millimeter increments. Now I want to raise up the optical center height, also known as the seg height, to 24. I'm going to tap the plus button this time till we get to 24. I'm going to change, this is for single vision lenses, I'm going to change the layout. If this were a line style bifocal, I would have this orange graph, but instead we're going to do the progressive, and I'm going to have this layout chart. And you will see why. I'm going to take this lens, well actually hang on. I need to get a block, or as I like to call them, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need to use a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got a couple right here. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to stick this one onto the first block, place that up there. Let's do the same thing now for the second one. I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. Now, on the back is a silver button. That is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice today. The first time it's going to attach itself to something magnetical there in the arm. Look at this. Boop! How about that? And where's that lens? Here it is. And line this up. That goes there. The other two dots tells me that it's oriented in there just right. It cannot rotate or you're not going to see as well. So I'm just going to get everything lined up in there just right. Hang on. We getting there. Now we cooking with gas. Okay, so And double check everything, hit this button, the arm's going to come down and place the block onto the right lens. Let's do the same thing now for the not right lens. Pull the paper away, throw that in the trash underneath the counter, and get everything lined up in there just right. Now, you have the same pupillary distance on your left side as you did your right, so that is mirrored. If I needed to change it, I could. There's no need to change the optical center height. That stays the same. So we're getting everything lined up in there just perfectly. And let me glance at something. Yeah, we're good. We're good. Make sure the lens is large enough. It is. Okay. It's always nice to check all that stuff beforehand. We're going to hit that button. The arm's going to come down and place the block onto the unright lens. So this is the edger. This is what costs $40,000. It does all the work while I run my mouth. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter. Then you won't need this guy with the bad jokes to cut them for you. So the actual cutting wheel is over here. It's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper. It's a diamond wheel. Yeah, that's why it costs $40,000. Actually, this costs $39,999. This costs $1. But it's going to grind away your lens material until it's this size. And then this wheel in the center, that channel, that little valley, that's what's going to put the V-shaped bevel onto the lens so it stays inside the bevel of the frame. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put your lens in, push that on there really well. Wake up the computer. That is the shape we'll be cutting. These are actually plastic lenses for once because I could not get the XTRAactive green and the Ideal Advanced Invisible Bifocal in polycarbonate, but he won't be working in these like he ever works. But he won't be working. Actually, he's got to work enough to pay for this, so keep your job one day longer. But he's going to use this for his dress glasses. He's got his safety glasses at work. So plastic stick, I'm not going to polish the edge of the lenses because they're not going to be seen. I'm not going to put a bevel on the front of the lens. I'm only going to put a bevel on the... Actually, I want to try something new. Let's try something new here. I'm going to lay this out manually. I'm not going to let the computer pick where the bevel goes just yet. I'm going to hit start. The door closes. The clamp shuts. And then the lens is going to be traced by two white styluses, making sure that it's large enough to go into the frame. And you can see as it's tracing the shape. And the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once is measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know exactly and precisely where to place the bevel, except now I'm going to do that. It's doing the work for me. So let me just check. Actually, you have 1 millimeter in the front of the lens, 1 millimeter in the back. I can move that around. Let's check the percentage wise. I actually like to put all transition lenses at 1, the front bevel. So we're going to keep everything the way it is. The computer actually knows what it's doing. You know, it was worth $1 on this. I don't know if this is worth $39,999, but it was definitely worth spending $1 on this computer that does all the work. So I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is start. Now, here's something different you don't see in most of my videos. Water is going to spray onto the lens because these are plastic lenses. Plastic Hindex, plastic and Trivex cut wet, where polycarbonate lenses cut dry. So this will actually cut quicker. Maybe I'll get you out of here in under 20 minutes. Now, if you can see in there, the edge of your lens is completely flat like a nickel. If I were to take it out, it would stand up on the edge, but now it's going to get the V-shaped bevel, that knife-like edge, a very dull knife like me, but still sharp enough to cut a piece of wet tissue, providing you soak that tissue in a bucket of water overnight and then use all your strength. You might be able to cut through that tissue. Just like you're in a car wash. So now it's getting the V-shaped bevel. Now your lenses have 100% UVA and UVB protection. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin, so you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're in direct exposure to the sun, which you get there in Mesquite, Texas. You get your own personal sun to follow you around. Now, speaking of Mesquite, I love your wood chips. I have them flown in. And actually, I created quite a stir last year on Facebook. I told people I've been smoking something for a few hours and I had the munchies. I was hungry and everyone's like, yo man, what you been smoking? And I said, a brisket. I took it out of the smoker and I ate it and it was good. Thanks to those Mesquite chips. Although this is a pork state. North Carolina is a pork state. Texas, on the other hand, their pork have horns. So I'm going to open that door with my mind. You like that? I can do other things with my mind. I can melt ice with my mind. I can. It just takes a couple hours, but I can do it. So let's see if this even fits in here first time around. The 52 eye size that I wear, they snap in there first time like a piece of cake. The 55 has a slightly deeper bevel, and I just know from experience I usually have to take the lens down a little bit by hand or let the computer do it. The edger, as it's called. Yeah, let me take this down some. I'm going to go 1/4 of a millimeter starting at 0. We're going to tap that until we get 0.25, which is 1/4 of a millimeter. I'm going to hit retouch. And it's going to take 1/4 millimeter off all the way around the circumference of the lens until it goes in there easily. Some people like to force the lenses in, or they use heat. They have bead pans or a heat source that can cause the frame to stretch, or what we in the industry call roll. If you imagine your frame being a gutter with this bevel, if the lens were too large, it would force the bottom of the frame to roll outward, giving you an ugly cosmetic appearance as well as shortening the life of the frame. You want a perfectionist like me. I do what's known as a cold mount. I use no heat to mount the lenses. I want it to go in there easily so it never causes the frame any problems. Now you have the anti-glare coating on your lenses. I'll demonstrate the transitions in a moment, but the anti-glare is 3 features in one. It eliminates glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, to overhead fluorescent lights and such. So it's also an anti-reflective coating. It goes by the initials ARC. So when someone's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses, or if someone takes a picture with a flash, or you take a selfie, you don't see, you know, the camera lit up or the flash lit up in the lens. Also, it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the anti-glare costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize 7 different coatings, actually 8. Crizal uses 8 different coatings now onto the lens. So because of the time and your investment, they put the industry's hardest scratch coating on the lens to protect that. So let's go ahead and see if it fits in here now, or if I have to take it down a little bit more. Yeah, let's take it down some more. It is going to end up being 20 minutes. Let me pop that back out. Let's go ahead and do another 1/5 of a millimeter, another 0.20. Put this in here. Hit retouch. Big Ben, Parliament. It's going around. The wheels on the bus go round and round. So, again, anyone out there, if you can think of a funnier joke than anything I can tell, write it down on a $100 bill and mail it to me, and I will read it on the air and give you credit. You don't even have to put your name on there. I'll recognize your handwriting. There's only, what, 200 and something million people in this country? Speaking of which, this is the first installment of my 250 million series of I'm going to make eyeglasses for everyone in America. David in Mesquite, Texas, I am starting with you. You're the first installment of my 250 million person quest of making glasses for everyone in America. But who's not going to want this model? Come on, wake up. Who's not going to want to get glasses for me when they see this model wearing my glasses? Yeah, I'm telling you. Hopefully that's coming in and you're not getting any glare off the lights. I need anti-glare coating on this screen. So, how did he ever marry her? I think, he was punching out of his weight class when they got her. Maybe it was just good old-fashioned blackmail. Maybe that's how he got her to marry him. So, let's see if it fits this time. I'm going to tuck it in the outside corner. Oops. There we go. And I saw that pop. I'm going to pull that off by hand. And the other thing that someone has challenged me to do is to save these. Don't throw them away like I used to. I am making a sticky pad monster. And actually, this is my Christmas tree, my Charlie Brown Christmas tree. I'm going to put lights on it for Christmas. Speaking of which, I almost forgot. Wonderful and sincere David, I asked him if he wanted me to do any shout outs. And he said he just wanted to wish everyone, his friends and family, a Merry Christmas. I was touched by that. I've never had anyone think of someone else like that. So I'm going to stick that on there. Stay tuned. Keep watching my videos as this blob grows. But I am going to get a little string of Christmas lights to put on there. So let's go ahead and cut the left lens. We're going to flip that over to L. Press that on there tightly. Hit the button. The door closes. The clamp shuts. The lens is going to be traced by the 2 white styluses. Again, making sure it's large enough to go around. And of course, you can see as it's tracing the shape of the lens this time. And just like before, it's measuring the thickness of the lens at every point to know where to place the bevel, except it's going to allow me to do so. This is a screen you normally don't see. I can change things up, move things around. I can move the bevel forwards or backwards depending on the prescription, but everything is perfect. It's right at 1 millimeter in the front, 1 millimeter in the back. If you had a heavy wrap frame with a lot of curvature, it would tell me the curvature of the wrap that needs to go on there. This is what that dollar buys you, is a software program. But I just want to take a look at it. I don't do it in every video, so it's nice to do. And but the computer knows what it's doing. So let me hit the start button. The wheels start up, and then the lens is going to drop down onto the cutting wheel and begin cutting. So let's go ahead, and of course the dots have worn off, so I've got my layout chart here. There's still 2 dots there. These are 2 circles that are on every progressive lens, and that is the fitting cross. Get these lined up in there just right. Put that dot on the lens. And then I'm going to turn on my Marco 101 lensometer. Put it in just above that dot. What is the prescription? Put the axis wheel on 101. And check the power, and I'm getting Plano, 0, no prescription. And we in the industry call that Plano. I know you people in Mesquite, Texas call that a city, but that just means no power. You need actually no spherical magnification or minification. You do have 2 steps of astigmatism correction, of which I will check. And we're at -50, exactly halfway between 0 and 1, because the unit of measurement we use in the optical world is called a diopter, spelled D-I-O-P-T-E-R, starting at Plano, 0, and going up in quarter increments, 0.25, 0.50. So you have 2 steps of astigmatism correction. Now there is a stigma over the word astigmatism. It just means shape. Everyone freaks out when they hear that word. It's like saying someone has straight hair or someone else has curly hair, or a mullet. You don't freak out when you hear that. Okay, you do freak out if someone has a mullet, but at least in this day and age. So that's the fine-tune knob, and that's why 6s and 8s look alike, or the letters P and F. So we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to 101. So a straight line is 0, 90 in the center, 180 over here. We're going to turn that knob just past the 90 to about 101. Now, you are rare. You have the same power in both eyes. But we're going to turn that fine-tune knob to about 52, just past the 45 meridian. And that's what it is. So just fine-tuning everything. And you have 2 curves on your eyes. A spherical curve this way, which has no power, practically straight. And then you have another curve that is, slightly more curved. And it's how you line up those 2 curves. And that's how at 101 on your right eye, 52 on the left. Now, you need no far-sighted or near-sighted correction, but you do have 8 steps of magnification you need for reading because of birthdays. But birthdays are good for you. There is a math professor that has proven that the more birthdays you have, the longer you live. That's science for you. So keep having those birthdays and live a long time. What do I do with your frame? Oh, here it is down here. So I think I've had too many birthdays. So we're going to tuck it into the outside corner, push down, that snaps in there good. Let's go ahead and take this block off. And we're going to play musical chairs. David, I'm going to wait on your response, and you tell me where to stick it on there. You ready? You're ready? I'm waiting on your command. I'm waiting. Go! Okay, there we go. Is that how you really sound, David? So again, that center dot came off. And, I kid with the guy because that's the one thing about internet sales. You don't really get to interact in person, but I've been dealing with him on the phone, and he's just been a real pleasure. So I'm not holed up in this lab forever. I do actually get to talk to some people. So we're going to turn that fine-tune knob now to 52. And let's just check the power. Again, Plano, which is nothing. 0. Check your astigmatism correction. And we're at -50, exactly halfway between, hey, stand up straight. Halfway between 0 and 1, so that's perfect. Now your pupillary distance is 30.5 for the right, 30.5 for the left, which is a total of, hang on, I gotta write this down. 30.5 and 30.5 is 61. So I'm gonna measure that now. If any of you missed that, let me recap. I'm not letting you get out of here with that bad joke. You know, I tell that joke for me, not for y'all. I've told that joke 1,000 times, and it keeps getting funnier every time I say it. So let's turn the card around. We're going to check your PD, your pupillary distance. I'm going to place my PD stick and advertise for this company where I order lenses from. And when I hold it up to your left lens, we're getting 61 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. I want to check where the fitting cross goes, the optical center above your eye. That is cut perfectly. That is cut perfectly. And that's actually what David came to me as, because he got a pair of lenses from someone else in his town, and they could not get the height of it. What am I looking for? This. They could not get the height right. And so that led him to come to me, because, you know, he's kind of old-fashioned. When he buys a pair of glasses, he likes to be able to see out of them. I know, I get it. What's wrong with people? But when you get these in the mail, there is a small chance that these could be too loose or too tight. However, there is, of course, free shipping anywhere in the U.S., and Mesquite, Texas is still in the U.S. But if you get these, as I was saying, they may be too loose or too tight. However, small chance of that. But the bigger chance, 80% of the time, glasses are going to sit higher on one side than they will the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that's higher than the other, and I'm no different. I'll show you in just a moment, but I'm going to get these in standard alignment, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points, got to clean up here, are 1, 2, and 3. I know it's a football term there in Texas where that's big. And the beef state, of course, here in the pork state, we're on Tobacco Road. Basketball is big here, college basketball. But I'm going to get them in the 3-point stance, 1, 2, and 3. Set them on the counter and press down. There is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off and press down, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. So here's a good example. This is the 55 eye size. I'm wearing the 52. David is getting color 6052, which is the black crystal. I'm wearing 6053, the blue crystal. There's actually even a wine crystal that the women like. It's kind of a burgundy Bordeaux color. But I'm wearing the blue crystal to match my blue pinstripe. How about that? How about that? Got to accessorize. So now, Ida, you listening? You paying attention? You got to go out and get David some really nice shirts that match this. Unless he's got a little bit of gray hair there. Some wisdom highlights to bring that out. Get him a new watch band, black and silver, so he can rock these when he takes you out square dancing. So this is what your lenses look like clear. Let me give them one final cleaning. And this is your cleaning cloth when you get this in the mail. I field test every one of these to make sure that it works. So David, don't tell me you can't clean your lenses, because I make sure that every cloth cleans before I ship. So if there's a wrinkle, in fact, I might just have to draw a little smiley face on here. No, I'm just messing with you. So this is what your lenses look like clear. I'm going to go ahead and activate them, which means just expose them to a strong burst of UV light. By the way, with these cloths, you're going to get your RayBan cleaning cloth that's in the case. You're going to get your Crizal cleaning cloth, and you're going to get my premium one, which you're going to like the best. It's just bigger, it's thicker. They cost more, to be honest with you. No one ever uses these once you use that one. And this one's just a smaller version. But you're going to love this material. I spent a fortune on these, and they work. That's why I did it. But I provide instructions, not only care for your frame and your lenses so they last you for years, but also with every purchase I include instructions on how to care for your cloth and your case, so it too will last you for years. I also send out a selfie request to have your picture on the website. Mr. Mullet Man, you know you got to send me a picture rocking these. Send me a picture of them clear and with the sunglasses, and I'll splice them together and put you on the website. So let's go ahead and activate them. As you can see, they were clear. I'm going to expose them. This is my little transitions box that has a UV light in there. As you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken when you go outside. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15. Now pay attention, David, this is important. All transition lenses turn dark on day one. They're going to continue to darken every day for the first couple weeks or exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years with maximum performance. Now the Transition Signature 7 will not work in a car because your windshield has ultraviolet protection to stop your dashboard from cracking, and that's why they won't turn dark in a car. If you have a convertible or a motorcycle, they will. Now David, you got the Transitions XTRAactive. They will get about 30 to 50% behind the windshield of a car. They're also temperature sensitive. All transition lenses, meaning they'll get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. Now, the Transitions XTRAactive will get darker in hotter weather. And being from Texas, we talked about this on the phone, and so that's why he went with that. So that's the nice thing. XTRAactive costs more because they do more, but it's designed for XTRAactive people who spend a lot of time outside. So this is the XTRAactive green. Let me hold that up to the light. That's pretty good, isn't it? Way to go to try and match the RayBan G15. So this is the color that he likes, so that's the color he's getting. So if anyone has any questions, you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the contact me button on the website. Better yet, just leave a comment in the comment section below the description. I can get to it that way, and plus it might be a question that someone, or a comment that someone else likes to read. So anyone out there watching this video, go ahead and leave a comment, subscribe, and you'll be able to see more videos from me whether you like it or not. Yes, but please subscribe to my channel. Also, you can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Free Prescription Lenses. I can't remember if it's .com or not, but and on Twitter it's Free RX Lenses, because they wouldn't let me have a username that long. So yeah, please follow, please subscribe, tell all your friends about me. And David in Mesquite, Texas, who I was giving a hard time today, but I really like the guy. I'm actually going to fly down there one day and take him out for dinner. And wait, where's it go? Oh, but also his company needs safety glasses, so that I'm going to take some samples down there and show all of his co-workers what I can and can't do for them, which is very little can't do, a whole lot of can do. So that's it. So David in Mesquite, Texas, hope you enjoyed watching as I made fun of you and cut Transitions XTRAactive Green Invisible Bifocal for your RayBan 2132 New Wayfarer, color 6052 in the 55 eye size. Again, I'm See More Better, and that's what I did. I made these Mo better, and hopefully everyone else has got the chance to see how, you can see how this is lightning as I keep running my mouth, but everyone else has got the chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.